Hello, everyone. I'm being yelled at. How are we doing? Happy Saturday. What are we doing here? I don't know. Welcome in. My gosh, this is an actual novel experience. I'm not sure I've ever been live on a Saturday. So, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. How are we doing? Do we have any plans for the weekend aside from being confused and here? Wait, did you want water? Really? Well, you can do it yourself. She's been doing better. I don't know why, actually. Well then. Hi, Storm. How are we doing? Lulu, not late. Not too late for a change. You're never late, Lulu. I'm always happy to see you, but it is your life, and you have to do what you need to do. Speaking of which, my hands are cracking. And just to throw it out there, I always want you to go out, preferably away from screens, and live your life, all right? So don't apologize as long as you're having a good time and not struggling, because if you're struggling, I would rather you just hang out here. But in general, I would much rather you go out and have a good life, all right? So, are you having a good life, Lulu? Danny, hello. How are you doing? How was your week? You did good. Oh, I do need to go give her water. God dang. I'm sorry I started. I mean, I do. I want to start a little the stream itself a little bit sooner, but I'm actually really struggling with sleep. I'm very grateful that I discovered biphasic sleep before June kicked off, because I don't think I would have been able to function at all if it wasn't for the late afternoon sleep. It's saving my life. It's saving my life, especially with this book in the back of my mind. No, actually, that is also a good distraction. My favorite emote. Oh my gosh, I should maybe look at some other moments, because I feel like we have a few more. I can't get the one that I want to make to work. One of the clips that I in which I am losing my mind over the CG Piper book, Piper CJ. I think it's Piper CJ. Highly problematic series, and I read that partly on stream as well. Eet smakelijk, Danny. Um, I mean, and maybe you know the clip, the clip where I bang my head with the book. I'm trying so hard to make an emote out of that moment, but it's just it keeps glitching, and I don't know why. So I had to give up on that. And also, before I forget, if I haven't responded to your message yet, and you have sent a reasonable message, because if you're one of those people who I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not gonna respond, and you know who you are. If you just send a normal message and I haven't responded to you yet, please know I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just a bit late with everything, and struggling with life, but I will get to you. I promise. Okay. I'm not ghosting you. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just behind on things a little bit. And I hope you know. A couple of days ago, I tried to walk through a supposed shortcut from here to the pain center, but it's still too far from my current capacity. I did manage to walk enough to see the signpost, so perhaps when I raise... um, do you have a walking aid, Lulu? And if not, I would recommend you go to secondhand stores. They often have the most ridiculous items, and I mean, I sold wheelchairs and those not walking sticks, but the ones with the elbow support and stuff, the full on, not a cane, but like a actual, you know what I mean. Um, you walk with a cane. Have you considered one of those rollator? Rollator? So that would give you the option to sit if you get tired. and it's a nice in between, a go to that it falls between a cane and an actual wheelchair. Have you considered one of those? Crutches, yes, Lulu. Thank you. Hello, Millie. How you doing today? I have to admit, in one hand, it's extremely weird to be here, but most of all, I'm so grateful to have something to anchor myself with, because I don't know if you've heard of this experiment, but they once did an experiment in which they tried to figure out what is worse, knowing when you're gonna get a shock of electricity, or not knowing, right? So whether they were trying to measure the amount of pain someone was able to withstand if they knew when the pain was coming, as opposed to when it was intermittent and they could not predict when the pain would come. And it turns out that the expectation of pain made the pain worse. That psychological warfare that you get when you're just waiting for pain is actually a lot worse than when you know you're going to get hurt, and then you get hurt. Fascinating stuff. Unfortunately, there's nothing to help me with some relief of the psychological stress that I'm going through with the court case in the background. So thank you so much for being here, and for everyone kind of inspiring me to just be here at all and to show up for you and for myself. I'm really grateful. And it has made me think about parasocial relationships a lot. It came up before June. Hi, Blue. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. Maybe not necessarily in its entirety today, but I think that the term parasocial, Schoolchap said it as well, or said it first, maybe even, that the term parasocial is used against people. And while we do need to be careful that it doesn't tip into, obsession either way, because for the person who is creating content, it can also turn into obsession, but in just a different flavor, I guess. But to me, I have to say that I not necessarily depend on what we've created here, but I do depend on the structure and knowing that there's people who show up and who want to hang out and be silly and bear with me. That really means a lot, and we shouldn't downplay that, and we shouldn't allow whoever came up with the bad connotation of a parasocial relationship. We shouldn't allow that to diminish what it actually means to have a community. I think without this corner of Twitch, this year would have been unbearable to me. So truly, thank you for being here and for allowing me to be myself, for you to share your life with me and just spend time with me. It's really valuable, and I hope you know that. It's not nothing, right? Mens leidt het meest door het lijden dat hij vreest. Yeah, truly, Millie, and they've proven it in an actual, contained experiment. It's wildly fascinating. So not knowing exactly how this month is going to go, because for one, I've never been in a criminal court case. Just to be clear, I'm not going to the court myself, but I am able to look into the court online, into the case online, and keep track of it. But there's just a whole lot more going on that I wish to speak up about in a little bit, but I'm not sure yet. But there's also just things going on in the background, and knowing that I can be here, truly, I really think that this silly community event, the readathon, that I really do want to have as a yearly thing. But I will do better research. Okay, I didn't do my research either. God dang it. This book is proving a lot of theories and a lot of drama, it seems, that has been going around since it was published. But anyway, um, I think it was really serendipitous that June was appointed the month that they were going to decide on the punishment of the assaulter, because I didn't invent my affiliate anniversary. That's just it exists, right? And then a few of you kind of tipped me over into what was already brewing in the back of my mind, which is I should really do something to celebrate the community, to celebrate that we've managed to make it to two and a half thousand freaking followers. Oh my gosh, and I never imagined that I would get here. Not just because I just don't think I'm that interesting, um, but also because I fell away a few times, right? If you've been around for a few years, you know that I kind of stopped streaming a few times in there. Uh, and it was not entirely sure that I would be coming back at all. But now I've established myself, and I can't imagine not being a streamer. I really can't. I love it here, and let's make it through another 6 years, all right? At the very least, right, Riku? Welcome in. Oh, yeah, I should probably close things down off because it is weekend and I'm not used to the traffic that we have during the weekend. Also, apparently they're gonna divert traffic to the road over there, so that's great. That's great. It's become like a mutual with everything, not codependency, but a parasocial friendship that has its values in place in our respective lives. Yeah, and I think that, well, I always took it seriously. Even from the very beginning, I always took it very seriously because I started streaming from the position of I have lost my my safe place. Um, I, I kind of did depend on Jenna Marbles. Her daily uploads helped me eat. I was really going through it when I started streaming in 2020 because there was just a lot going on for everyone, right? 2020 was just a mess. And then Jenna canceled herself, and that was just such a void for me. And I understood that I wanted to create something like that, not necessarily the same thing because no one can replace Jenna, and least of all me. Uh, but that's kind of where I started from, and then I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to do that, and if it was going to work, but I needed a place of safety, so I made one. And coming from that, I really understood that there were going to be people like me, and I always took that very seriously. And I think that um, creating distance between a viewer and streamer, to the point that you don't understand that as a content creator you do hold a lot of responsibility whether you want it or not. You just do. I think that can be more dangerous than not accepting that the parasocial relationship is there, right? Does that make sense? Famous streamer. No, I don't actually want to be famous. This is the problem that I do have. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll start wearing masks instead of flower crowns at some point. Do I drive? Do I drive, Storm? Do I drive a car? Do you think that's wise? I would. I'm not safe. I would not be okay. No, if only because I don't like that the money you have to spend on a car, gas, maintenance, the car itself, taxes. Nah, man. Do you know how many books you can buy from all that money? I don't go outside. What? Dang, I'm glad I never got a driver's license because it would be useless. So no, I don't even have a driver's license. Do I hear notes of imposter syndrome? I have a raging imposter syndrome. Raging imposter syndrome, really. You're super interesting. It's just, I don't know. I think there's a lot more interesting people out there. But yes, I should read a little bit up on it. But that is also why this is giving me interesting lessons, because it made me aware of the fact that I do also do the no when I, well, again, I don't necessarily mean yes, but I shouldn't say no when people donate gift subs. I shouldn't say no, stop it, because at the end of the day, I that is a part of this business model, right? And no matter how much I resent money existing at all, to the degree that you don't have a default amount that make sure that you are, living a decent human life, but I have to accept that, and I shouldn't use the word no when it's not appropriate. So I am learning a lot of things from this book. It's just not what I thought it would be. Have I actually accepted my fate? No, not yet, because I know where I left off, and I'm afraid I know what's coming, and I'm not happy about it. So even more than usual, thank you so much for being here, for witnessing me read this book, because I don't think I would have survived on my own. I really don't. Jerry, get taxi. I don't. No, I don't. I really shouldn't be driving. I don't think I would even make it through the test, to be honest. Way too anxious. Nah, so I mean, there's no way you could know, I guess. But no, I would be a danger on the road. I would truly be a danger on the road. So let's not. Do you know you have? Well, I think in bugs, Lulu. So what are you thinking? If you think about money, how what do you think? Some people think in shoes, for example, or the amount of cookies they can buy. I think in books. I think, wow, when every time I pay my rent, that's a lot of books, man. That's so many books. But I guess I have a roof over my head now. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Honestly, how do you convert books in your mind? Do you convert books in your mind? Because wait, I'm not entirely sure if this is actually a thing that people do. I do this all the time, all the time. Just that people so want to do that. They choose to, yeah. And I guess when people sub themselves, I have come to a kind of agreement in my mind. It's just that when people decide to also give gift subs and stuff, do something extra, that makes me freak out. And I need to get over that, or at least frame it differently so I don't send mixed messages. Because if there's one thing that I'm learning from Icebreaker by Hannah Race, supposedly, is that consent and in all its layers, and the word no should be taken a little bit more serious and not used in jest. And consent, the conversation about consent should not just be about sexual intimacy, but literally on every level of life. And maybe that's what we missed in the Me Too, the original Me Too movement. Maybe once we get a new wave of Me Too going, that wave will be inclusive of friendships, for example, and the boundaries that should exist just for yourself, not even in conjunction with other people. But if you want to stay at home and do nothing, you should be allowed to and not be pushed, because that is also a form of manipulation. And I've gone it's peer pressure, basically, is what I'm talking about. That should also be included in the conversation about consent. And I hope that at some point we can get that movement going, that it's more than sex. It's more than romantic partnerships. Consent exists on all levels of interaction. Just love the phrasing and tone where you compare versus cars. Well, Lulu, I look. I get it. Cars can be fascinating, and I love old timers personally. I think in the olden days there were a lot of beautiful cars. These days, I'm not. I'm just not a fan for a lot of reasons. But also, I feel like we should have invested a lot more in proper infrastructure of public transportation. Um, Even in the Netherlands, where it's sort of okay, still not. Like I have a bus that goes like once an hour, which is amazing if you miss it. And you have, hello, what are we doing? I know. Let me, okay, okay, decided. We'll compromise on non-conventional streaming days. Is that okay with you guys? Because they were really freaking out yesterday after stream as well. But I'm committed. I made a promise. Can we please compromise? All of us. We can make this work, okay? Yeah? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. my cats my cats are freaking out, and that's understandable. They usually get a lot of attention on non-streaming days. So we'll do it just like this, just like yesterday. One focus sprint, one power hour, and a little chat. But my gosh, can we calm down? A message to Cherry's imposter syndrome. Stop hissing venom already. Mitigate your opinions to those that help her evolve and grow, but stop putting such lies into her mind. No, you're gonna make me cry. Signed by me, and I'm sure everyone else in chat. Don't be too nice. I can't. I'm not used to people being nice. It's a bit early in stream to start crying. I know. I'm working on it. Okay. And I would say I've grown a lot since the first time I started streaming. But I'll do better. I'll do better. You know, I say this all the time, Millie, and people are usually baffled. People are baffled. I'll tell you what, some people don't even see the amount of books that I have in my house. I had someone from whom I rent this studio inside a few months back. And I have one vase of filled with like brushes, paint brushes, and at that point I had maybe 2 paintings out that could have been maybe made by me, but no freaking way they were made by me. And I guess at least 200 books in sight. And she asked me if I were a painter. That's not even an easel out in the open. She asked if I was a painter. Just like, are you not seeing the literal stacks of books everywhere? Like from my counter to every space has books. And you ask if I paint? Girl! Oh my god, Danny, I'm never gonna get over imposter syndrome. Why would you do that to me? Am I gonna blame you? Yeah. A fire hazard. My books? Actually, books don't burn that easily. It's a misconception. But yeah, once they get going, they will get going. Do you know that when I wanted to insure my books, unless I am a library or something, they don't actually cover books? I cried so much when they told me. I know that you apologized last officer, for example. I'm doing my best, man. I'm trying. Every time someone gives a compliment as well, I'm like, just say thank you and move on. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Hello, Toria Main. Hello. Could be a painter and make book covers. I would love to. But I'm really not a painter. I could make some stick figures, but you know what? One of my long-term goals, and I'm not sure yet when I will be implementing this, but I have had it in my mind for a while now that as some kind of reward, community reward, I want to do a Bob Ross painting without pausing Bob. Just going for it. Like for the, what is it? Like a 30-minute episode? I would give myself the permission to watch it before, but only once, and then just, you know, turn on stream, turn on Bob, and have a huge meltdown. Oh, Danny. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There I go. See, I can still say sorry. Painters can read. No, it was really ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. Because at that point, I was also making my video of all the books I had on my physical TBR. So aside from all the books that I have already read, which are in my living space, the books that I still have yet to read are next to my bed because that inspires me to read. It's all the things that I have yet to read, but are already in my possession. So it's my mini library, right? So I had, on top of what is already in my living room, there were what, 50 more books on my coffee table. Do you paint, girl? You need a new prescription because your glasses are not working. It's like back in Yahoo message times, you'd have a profile with all your details, and yet everyone kept asking, ASL? What is that? Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I had MSN. I see an old telephone in the background. Do you work at a call center? Actually, I was so flabbergasted. It was like, girl, what? As if she just. And I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, how do you not see that? What is happening in your brain? Why would you not want to see all the books? Was it too confronting? Did she feel called out? What is it? Say thank you, internalize the compliment, sit with it a few seconds, and then move on. I mean, it's hard for me to accept compliments still. I most of the time, I just say thank you, I move on, because it makes me feel uncomfortable. For one, my looks, for example, I look like a proper gremlin. If I go outside without my makeup, say I become famous one day, all I have to do for you not to see me is just not put on makeup. You would be I don't have eyebrows, you guys. I mean, I have them, but this is basically stage makeup because I know that the facial recognition system and the bots prefer a face that has actual noticeable eyebrows and stuff, you know. So I generally wear a lot less makeup outside during the day when I'm not streaming. For one, because it just doesn't look good in real life. It's really for the camera more. So you know, I try to remind people that this is just glitter. It's glitter. It's makeup. It's good lighting most of the time, unless it's very cloudy. And you just see a part of me. You don't see me cry. You don't see me struggle necessarily when I'm in pain. I tell you about it. But you get the best of me. I save the best of me for you. And that is both good and bad. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, as in that this is how I wake up. I don't. I wake up and I drink my coffee without even opening my eyes. So, you know, compliments are hard. If you compliment the things I've accomplished, it's a lot easier. But when someone says, oh, you're so pretty, I'm like, it's just glitter, man. It's just glitter. After RaT, next streams will be arting. Let's go. Lulu, maybe. I did consider it to do something artsy. But I don't know. The Bob Ross thing needs to be a far off goal. I want it to be something really special for one, because it's going to be extremely stressful. I love Bob Ross. I've loved Bob Ross for the last 2 decades at least. I don't know. Maybe make it a charity thing or something. Painting in real life. Yeah, Bob Ross, and never having done a Bob Ross before. That's the thing. I've never done a Bob Ross actually. So I thought it would be a fun goal. Ox! Are we ready? Wait, I'm gonna skip everything. Ox, you never. Guess what? Guess what we have? There we go. Hi, Telemere. I'm gonna try to scroll.
de full konijntje? Oh, it's sad that you had to make it dirty, but alas. Hello, how are you doing? There you go. Let me catch up real quick. Wisdom! Then how do you know it's coffee? When I drink it in the morning, I make it myself. At night. This book? What do you think so far? You got to the car scene? F the fucking car. Oh my god. I can't even censor myself correctly. I hate this. This is torture. This is torture. It's bad. It's bad. And yes, I'm taking it very seriously, Ox. It is, Millie. It truly is. I'm not kidding. You can see. This is why in my Instagram reels, I try to insert at least one clip in which I have little to no makeup. Because for one, I'm not kidding, I lose followers after that. Not just on Instagram, but also here. Because it's the people who assume that I look like this. And apparently only are interested in when I do look like this. And that's fine if you wanna only spend time with people who look pleasing to the eye. I hope for you that you understand that people will age, including yourself. And if you continue to latch on to people who are much younger than you because they have a certain aesthetic that you prefer, that's going to be not ideal. Leonardo DiCaprio, it's not ideal. But I do that on purpose because I don't need those people around. I don't need them. I don't want them around. So I do that on purpose. I add something that makes it clear that this is for work, right? This is the product. This is how I lure you in, and then I make you read a book. Not this one. Not this one. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Ox is not Dutch, Danny. I don't know where he gets it, but probably from unfortunate people online. I mean, how do you know when you don't open your eyes? But I get because I've been doing it for years. Really, I've been doing it for years. I know exactly where it is. I just open my eye a little bit, pour my coffee, and I just drink it from bed. Oh, right. We need to remember to bin that in a little bit because in 12 minutes we are going into a sprint. We're just gonna move forward. Tomorrow, however, we're having a just chatting. Tomorrow, I'm taking a day off. And I have to keep an eye on the weather because we're going to be here for a while yet. If I keep reading like 5 pages a day, I will actually be here until Christmas. Ox, let me show you. Like this is not what you're supposed to be doing in a fun book, is it? Making so many notes that it's like, am I going to write a dissertation on this? No, I'm just upset. I'm angry. Wait, I look like what? Like someone who just knows how to put on makeup? Because that's really all it is, truly. I have a good Korean BB cream that makes my skin look a lot less messed up than it is. Because it is I mean, in real life you do see it, but you know. And I try to be honest with it, but the truth is, if I want to be on here, I do need to look presentable, right? That was like on the shelves at the checkout at Tesco. I guess people were buying it for their dogs for Christmas. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Ox knows the lore about this book. This is why I picked it up because I was curious. What is it as explicit as the people are make it out to be, or was it overhyped because of the wrong reasons, and why in that case? Little did I know that is not the most problematic thing of this book at all. The problem isn't the cutesy cover. It does have a warning on the back. They should have put that on the front. It also has a content warning on the very first page. Should have been in the. I feel like that should have come behind the playlist or behind this page, but the problem isn't that it was sold to the wrong public. The problem is that it was sold to the wrong public, and it's not just explicit, it has no regard for consent. In fact, this seems like it is actively grooming young girls and with which I also mean girls and people into their early 20s, because I would have loved this in my early 20s. I would have thought Nate was amazing, probably. And that the problematic scenes were actually hot. They're not. Being trapped by a guy when you're actively trying to leave is not hot. It's not. So, as opposed to just being awkward and cringy because I have to sit through uncomfortable car scenes, is what it was an Uber actually. I keep saying a taxi, but it's an Uber. They're in an Uber, which is also not okay. It's become a little bit more serious than it was supposed to be. The readathon was supposed to be a little bit more funny. Instead, I'm just breaking down constantly. So, there we are. And the fact that it was at a checkout at Tesco, what the hell? It should never have been sold there. My God. Budani, hi! 24 months. Are you kidding? 24 months? Oh my God. Hello. Are you in chat? Welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you so much. That is insane. Thank you. Hi. Wait, this what? Oh, let's go. Okay, now I've got you here. Pull your pants back up. We're dissecting the written word. Exactly, Storm. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Because the thing is, I used to be bullied for not looking like this. I was a late bloomer. I didn't know how to apply makeup. I mean, I'm autistic, so I was just not thinking about any of that. But aside from the autism, I just didn't understand what to do to make myself look conventionally attractive. And I have learned since I hit my 20s and I was able to escape my parental home. And after that, I grew out my black hair dye. And even though I was far from healed and still ended up in all the wrong places and all the wrong friendships and relationships, I did learn slowly but surely to take care of myself a little bit better. And I understand because of that, the way I was treated before and how I was treated in my early 20s, like 18, 19 and 2021, the behavior that I experienced, especially from men, was so different that I had no choice but to learn from what happened. And yeah, pretty privilege is definitely a thing. Do not deny it, but also it's not as fun as you might think if you feel like you don't have it. It's really not, because you can't really say for sure whether someone is interested in you or in your looks until you take off your makeup, if you are wearing makeup. But it does exist, and I decided to try and make use of it. Yeah, that's always the unfortunate thing about it, Ox. You could be so sweet, but you have to add a little detail in there that makes it just unfortunate. Just be sweet. You can do it, Ox. Come on, we believe in you. Lesson known Bob Ross facts 303. Every autumn Bob Ross sheds his skin and says, no, do not. Bob Ross is holy, and they really used him up. It's really sad. It's really sad. Exactly, Ox. No one notices, because who looks at this? Who looks at this side at all? Well, even if you read this, you're not going to read this. You're assuming that this is something that is only for the store that sells it, because it's next to the barcode. Why would you read that? I generally like to look at details like that, but I missed it too. I did notice this one, because again, I do generally look at every single page. But this one, I never would have noticed if I had bought it in the store. I just never would have noticed it. And I also still want to know if this has been there from the beginning or if that was added in the second edition forward. I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet. But the biggest problem of this book has been the way they frame consent. There's extreme gaslighting. I think I got stuck on one scene for at least 15 minutes yesterday because I could not comprehend. Like, the scene where the morning after they had sex, the evening before. One character had said, it's not fair that I have to hear you moan over your delicious food when I also have to listen to it at night because our walls are very thin. So Henry had said that to Anastasia. Henry is the side character. And she was like, oh, that's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed now. And so they still had sex during the night. This is Nathan. And the next morning she wakes up. She opens her eyes. So she has not been conscious yet. She opens her eyes, and he has pulled Henry in his room, and he is sitting on the end of the bed, waiting for her to wake up. And they're both just staring at her. Because he says Henry needs to apologize to Anastasia for making that comment about her being loud during sex. That's creepy. Don't do that, ever. But then, even worse, Henry leaves. And she's like, hey, that was upsetting. You embarrassed me. And he's like, I don't care. He had to apologize. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Chungus, you tell me what's happening in this book. Because I don't know. How am I? Budani, I'm not sure. I made a commitment and I'm going to survive, I'm going to make it, and after this book, the entire year is going to be amazing. I'm going to love this book so much, you don't even know. This is my reward for when I finish Icebreaker. Which is going to be a little bit longer than I was anticipating. Because again, I keep stumbling over scenes like that, and just like, I have to sit with it for a moment. So I really, truly, am I triggered? Or is this actually wrong? No, this is wrong. You don't do that. Don't do that. You should have. Tori, can I call you Tori? That is because he. What do you mean someone needs to apologize for embarrassing you, but now you are embarrassing her and you're just completely writing that away? That makes no sense. And the book is just filled with that. I can't get through a paragraph without being, wait, what are you doing? What do you mean? No, it's not good. It's not good at all. I love that pretty privilege. I can see why people use AI deepfakes for like job interviews. You do? I know. I use it clearly, but at the same time, I can't say that when I first noticed that people unfollowed me if I showed them my face with a little less, if it all makeup. The first few times I noticed that, I was pretty upset because it hurts. Like, okay, so you really were only just interested in my body. It's physical proof that you are being objectified, and that's never fun. But that is also what I sign up for by putting on the warping to begin with. But still, it doesn't get less painful. It still hurts, and it still makes you feel slightly dirty, even. I really like the rom-com I'm currently reading. I'm not really like it. Wait, are you still reading Just Friends? Yeah, Chungus, you're gonna hear it. I should not get this book. No, you shouldn't. Just stay here because normally I mute myself during the time that we spent in focus, which we are going to do now. But because this is sort of a community event. Which is why I also am going to do this, by the way. Just to make sure that there's no people coming in who are not familiar with the channel and our community and who don't understand what is actually happening in this book. I am turning on followers only mode for just an hour. So if you have just good intentions and you want to join, you're very welcome to stick around. And I apologize for the temporary lurk. But this is just to protect everyone, right? I'm not saying that you're not welcome, but you know, I'd rather prevent people being exposed to unfortunate behavior. So I will be putting down my mic so you can hear my unabridged, unfiltered, and raw response to the book Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. And I invite you to join me in something productive. While I admit I might be a little bit distracting today, and for the remainder of the readathon, which is every day until I finish this dang book. I'm gonna stop yapping now, though. Yeah, they don't get the squirt. Screaming coming. Yeah, honestly, I stopped at a really bad time, so I apologize already for what is to come. But I didn't write it, okay? It's not my fault. But I read it, so you don't have to. Okay, let's go. Let me know what you're up to. If we just keep each other company in chat, just know you're valid. It's also a Saturday, but you can also use these focus moments to do something that you want to do. Give yourself a permission to do something that is wholly selfish and just for you. Just so you know. All right, I need to go. I'm procrastinating. I'll see you in half an hour. Good luck to me. Oh, we have that because a certain ox decides to put ketchup packets on people's chairs when they leave for a second, and I thought it would be funny. But I wanted to have it for free so everyone can use it, but you can't have animated emotes for free. So I just made two, and yes, it is made of stock templates because I realized I pay for those, and as long as I don't make something of the cats, I feel like I should just use the things I pay for. But only the people who are subscribed get the animated one. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to be a packet, actually, a ketchup packet, but that just looked like murder. so, so it had to be a bottle, but it's supposed to be a ketchup packet, especially for you, Ox. So please be nice to me too. Why you gotta be mean? Don't do that. Just be nice. You can do it. We know you can do it. Also, I have to change this. Okay. The mental health pizza. I got another 1+1 for free personal discount, so I guess I'll be using that. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Murder! Makes me think of the song of How I Met Your Mother. I don't know what that means, wisdom, but I believe you. You win, but win, but. Oh, actually, I have barely made it out of the scene where the guy was waiting for her to wake up so he could apologize for embarrassing her. And actually, the details I left out was so because they had sex the night before, not only is there just a guy staring at her at the foot of her bed while her not boyfriend, because they're not exclusive, is also staring at her just randomly. She's naked. She hasn't had a chance to dress. She's naked. And his reasoning for doing that to her, for allowing this guy to sit on the end of the bed waiting for her to wake up while she's still naked in bed, was because he had to learn a lesson. Even though Henry has been the least problematic character in this entire book, if only because Henry, who is made to apologize in the scene,
has a care package for women, and he genuinely means it. He's actually one of the good guys, if not the only one. And he is made to apologize for something really stupid, even though Nate is actually a ass. Right, Benani? Millie made a clip of it and suggested it, and it's my favorite. It's really my favorite. So if you see me do something silly, make a clip of it, and I might be able to make a emote of it. Just one lesson. I mean, I don't know if Henry learned anything aside from Nathan is a toxic alpha who everyone thinks is a good guy. And you saw the potential of it, Millie. So thank you. We're forever grateful. The thing is, they've also already talked about Henry and Anastasia have already talked about how if Nate wasn't in the picture, they would definitely be dating. Oh, Ox, you should leave because I am not filtering myself. There's spoilers galore today. And now see, this is why I couldn't go on. Now Anastasia is saying that she doesn't like waking up to Henry at the foot of her bed looking guilty. She does like the sexy but caring dad thing you've got going on. What is happening? What is happening? This is not okay. Oh my god. Oh, that's a good turn. A pony? Why a pony? Why not a horse? Why a pony? Why a pony? Exactly. Why not Fox? Oh, okay. Lola is just naked for no reason at all. Why? Lola is no good. She's no good. No one is any good, and the only one who is okay is Henry, and they're trying so hard to make him look like he's gonna be a problem. Everyone else is a problem. He's the least. This is why I don't keep the mic in my ear, because I'm too loud. I'm too upset about everything. Everything about this book is just wrong. Really, girl? She is so in denial. If your best friend is angry at you for hooking up with someone else, and actually ignores you for like a week, even though you are literally partners in figure skating, um, he's in love with you, girl. He is. So, yeah, I don't know. I need to. We're gonna take a look at our website. This Hannah Grace person, whoever that is. Hey, the world of figure skating is changing thanks to Alyssa Liu. She's gorgeous. I love her. She's great, and she might have started um, a new era for figure skaters. So you jest, Ox, but I think there might actually be changes around the unhealthy body standards thanks to her. She didn't she win the Olympics? I think she won, right? Well, old because the movements and especially the jumps where I don't know the names, but where you make pirouettes in the air are very taxing on the body, and you just physically become unable to do certain things that have become the norm, especially in places like the Olympics. But what she established was she removed herself from the figure skating world because she was extremely unhappy, if not actually depressed. I don't know too far into the story, but I know that she quit because she couldn't stand the lifestyle anymore, and the only reason she allowed people to convince her to try again for the Olympics because is because they agreed to not influence or try to control her food, for example. So she doesn't have and didn't have during the Olympics a body that is generally forced upon figure skaters, especially women. And with that, she set a very important precedent, if not for the women, just for the sport in general. A conversation has been started out of that. Plus, not in the least, she was an actual girl's girl. and her sportsmanship was a true inspiration for a lot of people, not just in the figure skating world. I'm actually really impressed by her. From what I've heard, she seems like an actual decent human being, who has standards and may have been able to impose some healthy standards on the figure skating world. And I really hope so, because skinny doesn't mean anything. I have seen people who have what society would consider too much weight do things in yoga that I will never in my life be able to do. Just never. I don't have it in me. It has nothing to do with how skinny I am. I'm not that flexible, right? So you jest, but I'm serious. I'm serious. Don't write yourself off. Don't write yourself off. Try first. Right? We're at a Halloween party, and the boys are the cast of Despicable Me. I don't know what the rest is, but I'm guessing the girls are sexy, because that's always the case. Sexy nurse, sexy witch, sexy bog queen. I'm not yet convinced that this Hannah Grace actually exists. I've never seen a photo of her at a book signing, and her profile reads like it was manifested by AI. She doesn't have an actual picture on her Goodreads profile at this point, because of some reasons. I believe she may be the product of a publishing house, product creation, and marketing campaign. I may be wrong. Yeah, this feeling I have as well. That she, a Milli Vanilli, basically a Milli Vanilli, I think. That's the gut feeling I get. I had to have a chinwag with one of the neighbors. Wait, is that a good thing, Chungus? Or not? Yeah, yeah, it does really sound like it's been written by a man, and they just used. I do think that the person that portrays Hannah Grace is an actual human, but I don't think she wrote it. I think she's just being paid to be the face of Hannah Grace. I think it was a man. But that still makes it a lot more complicated than just um, a man using a woman's face to sell a book. It would still be a lot more complicated than that. Wait, she dressed up as one of his friends? What? Why? What? Wait. What do you mean? He's dragging her through the crowd because he's angry she dressed up as one of his friends. Good things. Okay, okay. I wasn't sure. It could be anything. I thought maybe you were yelling or something. I don't know. Oh, that's nice, Jungus. Your pony will have real thumbs when you're rich. I'm not sure if ponies will be happy to have thumbs, because the moment you have thumbs, you will be used by humans. I fear, and ponies already get used by humans. So you know. He just kidnaps her from the party, but okay. right? And now try Elsie Silver. Try Elsie Silver. As it runs past the competition, giving thumbs. That looks horrifying to me, Alex. Ponies with actual thumbs, please don't, please don't, please don't do it. Please don't do it. I did see a horse a few weeks ago that has a beanbag he sits in, which is already. What do you mean? Nathan is very upset that Anastasia decided to dress herself as one of his friends, and she did it on purpose, I guess, because she likes getting him angry. I don't know. I don't know. And now he wants her to take it off. What is she supposed to do? We're at a party. Okay. Middle fingers. Much more productive. Oh, wait, what the fuck? I just wanted to check where the cats were in the last words. No. Ew. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to find out. Yeah. Did Nathan break Aaron's arm? What? Um. What did you do? Daddy! Huh? I never jeopardize her dreams. Just sabotage her entire training schedule. It's not funny. It's not funny. I bought a plastic storage container and hung it up above my front door while pigeons were trying to build it next. Oh my, they're so silly. It worked. Oh, I love that. Good job, Danny. This is one of the things that make me sad about pigeons. Pigeons were domesticated by humans and then we just abandoned them and they're really bad at making their own nests. They need help. I love that. No, they're not. They were just. It's the same. Like if we were to abandon dogs, like the dogs that we bred into existence, if we just dumped them in the wild, they would never survive. And that's what we did to pigeons. And the only thing that saves them is the fact that they can fly distances and thus are more able to find food. And humans are disgusting and we discard a lot of our food in public even, so but in reality they're just they're just babies, okay? So you did good. Thank you for helping them. They're really cute. I befriended a whole flock of them once and they're really smart. Actually, they're really smart, I promise. Nathan, not so smart at all. Aaron, I'm not sure what happened here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he sabotaged Anastasia by breaking his arm. I really wouldn't be surprised. But they can't figure out, hey, this is not... Because we... Wait, how many minutes? We used to, for... I mean, I don't know how long they live, but well, especially during the First World War, and after that we kind of left them. But we provided nests for them and all that is needed. We provided like cages for them that they felt comfortable in because they could also fly. So now they don't know anymore. They have to be taught, I guess. But who's gonna teach a freaking pigeon to build a nest? See, they're smart. Wait, what happened? Last moments. It's also actually insane to me that he just brings up the fact that he's still trying to make her his girl when she has told him multiple times that she has no interest in being in a serious relationship. But okay, let's take a 10-minute break. Ooh, I'm gonna take a look at the picture because I once befriended a whole flock of pigeons, and one day one of them had a hurt little paw. I don't know what happened, but it couldn't stand on its paw and it was just hanging, and I tried to help it. And it understood that to the degree that it tried to get inside, which would have been unfortunate because I mean, cats, but it understood that I was trying to actively help it. And it worked. I love that. Wait, I want to do that too. No, I want to do that too. I love Pidgeys. They're really cute.
I think they're adorable and they're really misunderstood. Keep us up to date if you have babies. I've never seen a baby Pidgey. Have you ever seen a baby Pidgey? They just spawn into existence. um, I was actually, that's so interesting that we're all needing coffee today because I am going to get some coffee as well. Oh no, I'm going to get a charger first. The stupid thing is, it's not like I have only one cable. I just refuse to get the other one from the other room. It should be fine. But I'm gonna get some coffee as well when we go into the power hour. Let's see how it goes, okay? I'm afraid that we do have to adjust a little bit. I mean, it's the first readathon like this, so I guess we're learning. But I think that I do need to compromise a little bit and just have one sprint, one power hour, and some chatting for the days that I normally wouldn't be streaming, so the cats don't get the feeling that they're neglected too much, which they're not, but alas. I want to welcome a few people. Hello, Faya. Hello, Eddie and Ahmet and SyncTXD. Hello. Thank you so much for the follows. Welcome in. I hope you're having a nice weekend. And if not, it's okay. It will pass. And then we can try again. There's a guy on YouTube who has chickens. A hawk kept hurting him after trying loads of things. He prevented the crows. A few days later, 4 crows attacked and scared of the hawk. Animals are really smart. And birds are a little bit scary to me because I'm not really good at reading them. But I don't know. They're curious. And they're a lot more smart than we give them credit for, probably. I try to reduce by a bit my intake. Because too much coffee isn't good for people like us with it. No, this is true, Lulu. But with my chronic fatigue, I have no choice. The same. It's anywhere between 1 and 5 coffees a day or some naps. Even with my biphasic sleep, I wake up, I have about 2 to 3 cups. And after I get out of bed, I have 2 to 3 of those Stanley mugs. And magpies are apparently really mean. I do see them bully other birds every once in a while. A few weeks back, I saw birds acting really weird in front, out by the pond, I guess. I'm not sure where they were. And they were behaving really weird, and I feel like they were bullying another bird. Magpies are a bit mean, I think. But I don't know for sure. It's getting dark again, isn't it? I don't want to turn on the override light. Let me know if it's too dark, but I prefer this light because it looks a lot darker on there than it actually is. Who saw the video of the Russian bear? The Russian bear is really old, but for some reason that video got carried over into a new computer. I had it saved on a Windows. Oh, and then I got another Windows laptop, and for some reason that same video popped up first thing on YouTube when I opened it up. They do, so I didn't just make that up because it's just something I noticed that they're very cheeky and have a lot of I want to say courage, but is it courage or is it just audacity? Is it just the audacity of it? Because I also have a theory that magpies would actually come to your tree. I have heard that if you put sun catchers in a fruit tree, that will keep away birds, so your harvest doesn't get eaten up by birds. If you don't want to have your entire harvest eaten by birds, but I feel like that wouldn't work for magpies. I'm not sure they would eat fruit, but I feel like if you hang up some sun catchers outside, they would probably want to steal it. Sparkling sun. They don't work on birds or at all? They might be there. I don't know actually. I don't think they actually have like bad intentions. They feel like they're just kind of like the Loki of the birds. The Loki of the birds. And still loads of flying arms. Yeah, it depends. It depends. I think birds are interesting. We do need them. They also spread seeds of, you know, stuff. They're important. A magpie would play with the suncatchers. Right, Blue? I feel like that would not work. But I do think that maybe other birds would be discouraged. I'm not saying one suncatcher, okay? I'm saying like a lot of them. I'm saying in every corner of the wind. You can put up those fake wasps nests. They don't care. Wasps nest? You can have fake wasp nests? Magpies in stop it. In nature are mean to the extent they steal other birds' nests. They never build, but they remember people for years. So if you see some talks to them calmly, they won't attack. And some people actually got gifts from magpies, but if you're mean or attack, it's even one magpie, they'll pass the message to all other. I am so sure that they talk to each other in general, not just amongst their same species. Because I have noticed that the crows in the neighborhood are often the ones that scout, and after they have left, the smaller birds come to eat. And maybe that's a coincidence, but I've seen it a few times now that they will come over and make a lot of noise, and when they've left, the small birds come. It's interesting. But when there's magpies, there's usually no other birds. Because, I don't know, they're just recognizable. They're very cheeky. Again, I don't think they mean something like malicious, but they do like a joke. Loki. I think they're the Loki of the birds. I think. What do you mean? I have never heard of a fake wasp's nest, though. Why are they sold? To keep birds away? Oh, very slow. Oh, dang it. That's because oh my God. Again, okay. Tonight, my priority is to just resize the Holmes emote because it's really easy to do that. I'm so silly that I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. The emote that I had that of me with the magnifying glass. Jeez. That's because I actively feel brain cells dying. I didn't tell you where I started today. Let's see how many pages I get. 166 is where I started. Aaron has broken his arm or something, and now she can't go to the Olympics. But I think that he did it on purpose. He's blaming Nathan. Aaron says that Nathan did it. I don't know what. But yeah, that one, Millie. I honestly, I just need to resize it. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Stupid. Magpies and crows are in the same family. Gervites? Some of the smartest birds out there, really. I like birds. I'm a little bit scared of them. I was attacked by what I assume was a crow when I was like 10. But that was on me because I wanted to say hello. I wanted to say hello to the birdie, okay? How was I supposed to know that she had a nest with babies? So she was not amused with me approaching. Sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Right, we're going into a power hour. The goal of which is to practice flow, which is, that state of mind in which you lose your sense of time, and all you want to do is keep going and working on your project. So we're going to practice that, but don't be mistaken. The practice isn't actually the focus part and how long you can stay on your task. The practice is starting, because you'll realize pretty soon that the hardest part of any task is usually just starting. So that's what we're going to do. But before that, I will be making some coffee for myself because I need it. So I'll be right back. I do mute myself for a little bit, but don't you worry. It's the readathon, and I will be reading this book unmuted, unfiltered, completely raw. And Hopefully, without too much crying. But yeah, I invite you to join me with something productive. But given the fact that it's weekend, you don't need to. If you just want to hang out and chat, that would be great too. Just keep each other company, and I'll be right back. Right? Yes, I also pee. Actually, thank you, Millie, for reminding me. Good luck, and I'll see you in an hour. I think I forgot. I still had tea. Oops. Always. Always, Ox. I don't know why my mic is sounding like a helicopter. Did you? God dang it. Ah! And you didn't help me? That's so mean. That's so mean. Next time. Next time! Don't laugh at me! Yes, please, Lulu. I almost breathed mine in, so that was bad. Hold on. Oh, we're gonna have to have a talk about the weather. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to talk about the weather a little bit. No, I'm fine. Toos is sleeping. We had extra cuddles this morning. Yeah, they came to wake me up, and I decided to stay a little bit longer. So we had extra sleepy cuddles. My favorite. Yeah, Millie, we need to talk about that a little bit because I think I'm gonna have to take Monday off so I can prepare for the heat. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be okay. Short-toed snake eagle. Jeez, who came up with that? Someone was a bit confused, I think. Oh, it's gonna be horrible next week for here.
Ox. I don't know where you are, but over here it's gonna be like a heat wave. Dinky Dinky's half snoozing in the sunshine. She always keeps half an eye on me all the time in case I escape. Exactly. Don't you worry. They know. They know exactly where you are. And when you close the door, oh, you're probably gonna have about the same weather as in the Netherlands. It's come to my attention that it's usually quite the same if you're more towards London at least. It, usually you have if in the UK around London, around the bottom of the UK, you have the weather what we are going to get in the Netherlands the next day. Almost, it's almost the same. Yeah, and we're getting a heat wave for at least a week. No. Well, I consider everything above 25 a heat wave. I don't consider heat waves only 30 because in the Netherlands it's truly it's 25 is basically the same as 30. It feels like 30. It's brutal. And the same in the UK. Yeah. Looks like rain when you're in London. Oh no, are you gonna go exactly when the heat wave ends? That's sad. I'm sorry, Danny. But you will get the authentic London experience if that's the case. Yeah, I'm not gonna go outside with that kind of weather, but I will need food and stuff. So I'm we'll talk about it after the power hour, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Take me with you, and you'll get sun. I promise. No, I can't. I can't. As much as I'd love to go to London, I can't. Respectfully, I want unconventional weather for the country that I'm going to, okay? I won't. No, I won't. So I'm sorry. When's Antarctica getting fiber? I'd move there. Fiber? Oh! I thought like fiber to make you poop. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read. Wait, what? No, actually. Yeah, I know, Lulu, but like, brain, okay? Brain. I thought the full thought was that they found a way to grow their own grains, okay? It was a full thought. It wasn't just fiber. Oh, poop. No, it was, oh, there, wait, how? All right? I'm gonna refrain. I'm gonna redact myself because I don't want to get flagged. I'm already saying a lot of inappropriate things thanks to this book. Oh my god.
We'll try. It's a bit loud, isn't it? Someone is doing maintenance, but because I was a bit traumatized by one of my neighbors mowing down all my flowers, I'm scared to close down my ability to listen. Is it really horrible? Hi, Slam. Maybe they'll stop. You sure? I'm just scared if I don't listen. I'm just scared he'll do it again because he has a vendetta against me, and I don't know. Well, I know why. He wants a lawn, and I want wildflowers, and he decided to murder all my flowers last year. Um. So I want to be able to hear in case he tries to do it again. I have a sign up for the maintenance crew of the building as well that they don't mow down my wildflower patch. And after I put down that sign last year, one of my neighbors that lives in the bought houses that are kind of villas for Dutch standards, he mowed down all of it after I put down the sign for the maintenance crew of the building. So, you know, I'm a bit traumatized. And I never spoke to that man, by the way. I don't know his name. I've never even said good morning. I've never engaged with him at all, and not even after that, because I don't want him to think that he has permission to speak to me. You know what I mean? Especially after that. Right, Danny? I love it here. Such an amazing neighborhood. Such a great town. The people are definitely not unstable here. Perfectly healthy. Tadeo. Hi, welcome in. Did I miss you coming in? I probably did. Hi. I've lived there, Danny. I have lived there. This is worse. This is worse. I can promise you. And I lived there for 4 years or something. I have gone through at least 4 times more trauma here in the last 2 years than in the total amount of time that I lived there. Yeah, that this is so much worse. So so much worse. Yeah, I lived there as well.
I can't believe that I'm still being introduced to new people, by the way. Oh my god. Do you know the worst thing about mowing that kind of stuff to me, Blue, is that they say that it's a fire hazard to have it grow, but actually the act of mowing it down is what causes the fire hazard because now everything is dying. If you just let it grow, it remains alive and a lot less likely to catch fire. So it never made any sense. With Buffy cancelled before it. Buffy cancelled? What? Oh, couldn't tell about. Nah, I honestly, I mean, I have other reasons for not wanting to live there, but if I could move there, safely, I would, but I can't. Because I have blood family living there, and I don't want to no contact with all my blood family, so I can't. But I would, if I had the ability, I would choose that city over this town. Let's just say town. Yeah, that says a lot, doesn't it? Mm. And when I put them next to each other, this place and that place, I actually think very fondly of my time there. Genuinely. It's really not a bad place at all, turns out. I have to remember that when I try to explain to people what's wrong with this town. I'll thank you, Danny. uh, I can be a loaf. I don't mind being a loaf of bread. I like bread. A lot. You don't know what the punishment for severely attacking, well, hurting someone is to the point that they are losing the chances on. Well, they're losing their run for the Olympics. What do you mean? That's assault. If you did do it, he didn't do it. He is sacrificing himself because Aaron is up to no good. But mm, we're I can't even say it because it's not true. Nathan just sacrificed himself for the team because the whole team got disqualified because no one would admit to hurting Erin, which is who is her figure skating partner.
Apparently he got beat up, and everyone is saying it was Nathan, but it wasn't. It wasn't Nathan. But for the sake of his team, he's because everyone was disqualified for the team. He took a hit for them and said that it was him, but it wasn't him. So I don't know what's happening, but Aaron is up to no good. I don't know what happened. Please do. I mean, I guess if there's no charges pressed, I guess you can get away with it. Oh, right, he was a Nepo baby. So he wouldn't have gotten punished anyway, even if he did it. Forgot. College student Nathan has a self-driving car. Here we go again. Here we go again. I thought he. So if your friends have the apartment, her address, and her phone number and stuff, and you are the last one to receive these things and have not gotten them. Well, she did eventually give her phone number, but Nathan is now asking JJ for Anastasia's apartment number since I've never been invited around and don't know it. She's angry at him because her figure skating partner has been beat up and won't be able to practice and possibly just continue on towards the Olympics. And she doesn't want to talk to him again, again, again. Hold on, farmers. So she has good reason to be angry. It's not want to see him, and anyway, she doesn't need a reason to not want to see him. Clearly, she doesn't want him to know where she lives, even if they're now friends with benefits or whatever it is that he coerced her into doing with him. JJ texted me her apartment number since I've never been invited around and don't know it. He was here on Saturday to drop off his jersey, so I hedged my bets that she hasn't taken his name off the visitor list and give his name to the guy in the lobby. So there are multiple layers of safety for her in place. that he doesn't just not respect, but completely disregards and actively barges through. What the hell is this? I gave him the address of the local jail. I mean, I already knew JJ was bad news because he spells his name with an I instead of a Y. Why? So he's also using a fake name to get inside. Because she isn't answering his phone calls. Again, because she doesn't want to see him. Again. And he just doesn't care. The street? Well, then stay on the street. Don't go faking your identity. There's so many things wrong here. And criminal, actually. It makes me happy that she lives in such a safe and secure building. He did not just say that. When she's not angry with me, I'm not essentially committing fraud to gain entry. See, this is the wild thing about it. It actively calls out the bad behavior, but then somehow it frames it as romantic still. So you're being conditioned to think that this is romantic. Right, Danny? It's insane. How is this popular at all? How is this still being sold as a romance book? I need to read Haunting Adeline after this immediately. So this is still fresh in my memory and I can compare. No! I mean, I bet you would love Haunting Adeline as well, Ox. But I'm so sure that Haunting Adeline is going to be a walk in the park after this. Not safe enough since he managed to lie his way in. Right! I'm going to mention I managed to lie my way in here in the same paragraph as he says that he's happy that she lives in a safe and secure building. But he's not going to say that right now. He's not going to admit to it right now. Today is not the day to say that, hey, you live in a safe place, but I got in by lying. What do you mean? I liked the first Adeline book. Not read Haunting? What? Oh, wait, there's more, right? And you're saying that you read the first? You already did read the first. Is that what you're saying? It was good. I have a few theories that I need to confirm or disprove, but I'm gonna put this one and Haunting Adeline next to each other to see which one is actually toxic. And my gut is saying that this is the most toxic book I've ever read, ever, and that says a lot because I've read some things in my time, but this is wild. I'm not even halfway through. I think, well, a little bit, just about. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. I tap lightly on the door, but I don't get an answer. Mind, Anastasia has no idea that Nathan has just entered her secure apartment building, let alone her actual apartment. I tap lightly on the door, but I don't get an answer, so I try again, and this time I hear a sob. Go away, Erin! Because Erin is her ice skate partner, but also her, roommate. I take my chances and push the door open. I don't think this guy has respected anything that she has done or said in this book so far. I really don't think so. This is not written by a woman. This is not written by... I do not believe that. I do not believe that. So, Nathan, not welcome in this apartment building, let alone this apartment, let alone this bedroom. He has never before been in the bedroom of Anastasia. He barges in after being told to go away, even though she didn't really know that it was him. He wasn't welcome in the room. Ryan, her friends with benefits before he came into the picture, actual friends with benefits, is in the room with her at this very moment. Anastasia completely freaks out. Get out, she says. She twists in Ryan's arms and uses the back of her hand to wipe the tears from her eyes. You lied to me again. You promised you didn't do anything, and you lied, Nathan. Now, he did apparently lie about hurting Erin, but that's beside the point here, okay? Stassi, please, can we talk? I promise I didn't do anything. Stop promising me things, she screams, her entire body shaking as sobs rack her. Ryan buries his head into her hair, muttering something I can't hear, but her eyes are glued to me. The dean told Erin's parents, Nate, I know you've been dropped. I know it was you. I feel like I can breathe. My head is throbbing and I desperately want to tell her everything that's happened today. But all I can concentrate on is the white stab of pain in my head and the burning beyond my eyes. Ryan lifts Stas and puts her on the bed beside him. You good, Hawkins? Nate, he asks, sliding off the bed. You don't look so great right now, buddy. Do you need to sit down? Do you need water? You tell me what is wrong with that. Why is Ryan going to the guy who isn't even welcome in that room? Why is he asking if he's okay? Why isn't he kicking him out immediately? I don't care that you're sick. You're not supposed to be here. Why is the guy protecting the guy? This is not written by a woman. I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to. If this had been written by a woman, Ryan would have gotten up and kicked him out of the room. And out of the apartment. Leave. You're upsetting Anastasia, clearly. Oh no. And now Anastasia is also like, what's wrong with him? She asks, panic in her voice. Slam. Same. I thought it was gonna be funny, shits and giggles, awkward because I don't like explicit scenes. Instead, I'm being just traumatized. What do you mean, Ryan? Ryan! Oh no, I was rooting for you. All men are toxic, all men are dangerous and the worst. If a man can do something wrong, they will. I know, but, this is actually this is. I don't know, man. I have no words. Everything in patriarchal toxic masculinity ranges is that enough of a diagnosis? I'm actually every time I've picked this book up, I've at some point started to feel physically sick. This is the moment again. Stop it. $16 times. Are you sure? Are you sure? I feel like on every page I've been scribbling away with anger and frustration. Okay, Anastasia, we're going into therapy, apparently. And their therapist is a man, so let's see how this is going to go. No, I haven't. I've read 20, which is a lot more than yesterday, but that's not the 50 I was aiming for.
apparently she wasn't. She started therapy when she was 9. She was adopted, and she is now back in therapy, and she is giving the reason because she doesn't know how to verbalize her feelings. Well, a girl, if I may give a suggestion, if you felt the need to go back into therapy at this moment in your life, it's probably because there is a guy in your life who is just ruining everything. Really, everything. But they're gonna make it. Oh no, they're gonna do it. I was afraid they were gonna do it. I have a feeling they're gonna do what Elsie Silver did. Elsie Silver did in Flawless. Um, as in, that she was into ice skating because of her adoptive parents and not because she wants it. So she can quit her busy schedule that was ruining Nathan's week and just spend all her time satisfying him. Um, I don't think either. I think he's going to tell her that Nathan is a good guy because everyone is saying that Nathan is a good guy. Yeah, they're gonna do it. Fucking hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She has to be a reflection of someone's desires, and by that we mean all the men, right? 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 Yeah, they're gonna do it. I'll be right back. Back.
Rainy. Oh, where are you going? Big stretch.
I think something really upsetting. Right. Hi, Savvy. I need protection today from myself mostly. Oh. See, of course, I knew it. I knew the therapist was gonna push her to talk to Nathan. I knew it. Why are you laughing at her? She's crying. No, I decided to read this book, and I continue to read this book. And honestly, I'm not sure that's very wise, but I'm committed. Oh, god dang it! I'm sorry. That was the last minute, and we're done. I'm done. I'm not finishing this. I'm not finishing this. I'm ending with her therapist laughing at her for saying that she feels like a fool for being stuck in the middle when everyone is lying to her. Yeah, yeah, that's worth. Yeah, laugh at her. Laugh in her face. Do that. Great therapist. Great, great.
I just can't stop thinking about all the people who read this and received it as it was marketed, which is a romance. And all the girls and young women who read this and thought that Nathan was in the right. And this is healthy behavior, and that this is how you're supposed to respond when someone has absolutely no respect for any of your boundaries. And the thing is, she's convinced. Actually, she just said to her therapist, even though he and his team have actively stolen her practice time for the Olympics, she's practicing for the regionals and the Olympics. She was to make it to the freaking Olympics, okay? And he has knowingly, actively been stealing her time to practice on the ice. But she has still internalized, I don't think he jeopardized my competition. Honey, he's been doing that the entire time. He has been doing that the entire time. This is such a nasty book. Wonderful therapist. Go become, I don't know, something that has nothing to do with people. I agree, Lulu. Oh, god dang it. Hello, Tempest Gnome. That is an amazing name. I love it. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, and for reminding me that I have to open up chat for everyone. And hello, Apocalypse Philosopher. Amazing names. Aw, that helps. All right, let's go to just chatting as well, because we are no longer reading this book. Not today, and not tomorrow either. Oh, I have a day off tomorrow. Okay, let's talk. This book looks like it will be a struggle as usual. It's honestly, I am scared of how is this ever going to have a good ending for me, for me. Because I desperately want her to break up with him, even though they're not in a relationship. I want him to be deleted from her life. I need him to leave. But I'm afraid that's not going to happen because even though he didn't know where she lived before, he does now. And her therapist laughs at her when she is crying. This is absolute madness. Thank you, Finks. I hope you're having a good day. Jerry waiting him to break up with her intensify. No, actually, Sammy, but he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. They're setting this up the same way as what happened in Flawless by Elsie Silver. Elsie Silver's Flawless is another book that I don't believe was written by a woman. It was either written by a woman who has such intense and harmful internalized misogyny that she in my mind no longer is able to actually be a woman because it's just patriarchy. But I just don't believe that that's the case. I think that was written by a man and they bought up the identity of a woman because in this day and age you can't quite get away with just a pen name. You do need some kind of presence online. And in some cases, because I've heard that she went on a book tour, maybe even hire an actual person to represent you. And my way of explaining that, if you don't believe that, is remember Milli Vanilli? Remember how they did that? That's what I think is happening here as well. And Elsie Silver's book was about a cowboy, he a bull rider, and a girl whose father was his personal assistant, but for some reason she becomes his personal assistant. So she is his boss, right? In Elsie Silver's Flawless, this girl becomes the personal assistant and thus has to make sure that he stays sober because he got into trouble or something. He has to be sober and he can't fuck around literally with women, and he needs to be controversy free for the rest of that season, so he won't be disqualified for nefarious reasons. And he immediately makes clear that he wants to, F her, and she is also attracted to him, but she makes it very clear, this is my job, we cannot, there's a conflict of interest, I am your boss, power structure and stuff. And he actively says that he doesn't care. He doesn't care about her career. He doesn't care about the fact that that she is trying to help him, and that she actually cares about her career, and that she doesn't want to, even though it's a family business, she does not want to have sex with him. She doesn't want to. But in that book as well, he pushes the girl, and they end up having an affair and having to keep it secret. And to make matters worse, at the end of the book, she realizes, I don't want to be your personal assistant at all. I want to be your trad wife. Hi, Andre. I am Dutch, and yes, you have a good eye. You saw that correctly. But yeah, I think this is the same story. I think they have already set it up. There have been two instances where it seems that she may change her mind about the fact that she spent her whole life working towards the Olympics because she was adopted, and she thinks that if she doesn't continue figure skating, then her adoptive parents will hate her and disown her. That is how they're setting it up. I fully believe that. For the win. Well, sometimes. Hi, Alex. Welcome in. How are we doing? And I don't think this is a real person either. I really don't. But she's going to give up her career, and she's also going to be a trad wife, I think. I don't know. But we're going to find out on stream, because I will not give up. I won't. I'm going to make it to the end. But tomorrow we have a Just Chatting stream, okay? So what is happening here in this channel at the moment? We are having our very first readathon. Sorry, I don't know what I did, but I clicked on something. Are we okay? Wisdom, are you okay? I clicked on you. And during the readathon, I stream every day within the normal streaming schedule, sort of, aside from the fact that I stream every day instead of 4 days. And I am keeping myself unmuted. Normally, I mute myself so you can actually focus and you don't hear me, losing my mind over awfully written books. But to celebrate for the first time, really the community and myself for sticking with it. Where have we read it on? The thing is, there's like absurd weather coming up, and I don't do well with heat, and I can't go outside. I genuinely can't go outside and stream on the same day. I won't survive. So even though I was very, very much committed to stream every day, and I had already decided that Sunday will be like a day off from reading at least. We'll just hang out and have a chat instead, like we normally do when it's not readathon. But looking at the weather, once the heat starts, there's really no end to it in sight. So I'm thinking that Sunday stores are going to be closed. So Sunday would be ideal looking at the weather, but I'm afraid that I'm going to have to take Monday off. Your sister's birthday is tomorrow? Oh, congratulations already. Are you going to celebrate, Jorgus? Well, you won't. Luckily, I won't be reading, Junga, so you won't miss me. Melting. A ghostwriter? No, it's no, because if it's a ghostwriter, it would be this person, but someone else would have written it. And what I think is happening is a man wrote it, and he decided to create this character, Hannah Grace, to sell the book, because women are aware of how men write romance compared to women, and usually it ends up being something like this when a man writes it. And women are just a little bit better at writing a romance that actually does something for women. And I can't judge the explicit scenes because I wasn't gonna read them to begin with. At the moment they make me uncomfortable. Now there have been books that have explicit scenes in them that were okay, and I was able to just read because it was somewhat cute, right, and not too explicit. You were just in that moment and they were having a conversation or something. This is just dirty, right? And that's not in the context of everything else. It's just highly upsetting. She's just being coerced into a relationship with him. He's stalking her and forcing her to interact with him when she's made it clear that she doesn't want to talk to him. And he says that he knows that she's avoiding him, and still he forces to interact with her, and it's just upsetting. And this is being marketed as a romance? This is being read as a romance? This behavior and this relationship is seen as something that is desirable? That's dangerous. If Cherry doesn't stream, we'll be losing our minds. No, Sammy! Women are better at writing for women. Who would have thunk? I mean, it's such a novel idea, Jungus. You never would have thought. But I'm learning a lot from God dang it. Oh. No, Tori. This if it had been marketed as dark romance, as toxic as this is, because they're basically having hate fucks, basically, sort of make-up sex, I guess you could call it make-up sex, but it's not romantic in any way, shape, sense, or form, or not even if you stretch it out really far. It really is not romantic. But if you've been groomed and conditioned to think that your voice and your no as a woman has absolutely no value as it is presented in this book, not just by her romantic stalker, but also her friends have no. Well, Lola, I think she only has Lola, which is also problematic because Lola does not talk about anything but sex. And also, to facilitate her own needs, she forced Anastasia to go to a party where she knew he would be when she knew her friend knew that she didn't want to see him. But she forced her to go to the party because she wanted to get laid. So no one has any respect for the girl. And if it is marketed as romance, as cute, everything about this is cute and romantic, and this is what you should aim for. And if you don't know any better, and I keep saying this, if I had read this in my early 20s even, I would have believed it. I would have read it as it is marketed and thought that it's sexy when a man corners me after I have said no and I am trying to leave the room. That is actually hot. That he disrespects my boundaries and that he doesn't care that I need to work at my career. In fact, I lived my life like that until I was 30. This is my nightmare. I have been with guys who did this to me, and I can promise you it didn't end well. And I'm still working through some of the trauma. Luckily, I recognize it now. But what about all the girls and young women who don't? And who will now be in pursuit of a relationship that gives them this. And this is where the trouble gets even more complicated, because now we have girls who want to be treated like this and men who start to behave like this. Where does the problem start? Where does femicide start? Because not only are the girls trained to want this behavior, men are being taught that they can get away with this behavior, and it just escalates. Right? That's interesting. That's an interesting automat. I would also not write romance books because my experiences are so far outside normative romance. Well, as long as you are upfront about that, Jungus, you can write whatever you want. But this is not romantic. This is teaching people to be toxic and to the extreme. And you're not even aware of it. I'm tempted to look back at some of my other books that I grew up reading, and just read them a little bit more critically and with the brain of a 30-year-old instead of a 21-year-old, because I have been in relationships that developed like this, exactly like this, by being pursued, by being stalked really by men that I wasn't really interested in, but I had been conditioned to think that that's actually romantic. That's so bad. That's so bad. I got a theory. Maybe it's a manual on what not to look for in relationship and what to avoid. To me, it is, sorry. But that's not what you're being told when you buy it. So if you don't have the discernment to realize that this is toxic from beginning to end, you will think this is romantic. But I think that this should be a manual on what not to do in life, just in general. Because like I said, it's the friends as well. It's not just these two. It's Lola, and it's JJ giving her apartment number, even though he clearly isn't allowed to have it. It's the trainers, the coaches who don't respect the schedules that have been made in order for everyone to be able to train for their careers. It's everyone is just bad, but she is portrayed as the one who is nagging, as the one who just refuses to see that Nate is a good guy. And she should just, not go for the Olympics because she was doing it for someone else after all and not for herself. So she should just give up her entire career. And I'm halfway through. So much has happened. Yeah, that was weird, Savvy. I'm sorry. with every page I lose faith. Like in the back of my mind in the beginning, I still thought that maybe this will end with Henry saving the day and jumping in and getting her away from Nate Hawkins. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't, because he's been being portrayed, the good guy, the one guy who is actually portraying healthy behavior and calls out the fact that he is stalking, for example. He is being framed as a bit of a loser, really. Because everyone keeps being surprised that he is successful in a romantic way at all. It's so weird. Maybe I should write an essay on it, because it's wild. And I was so hopeful in the beginning. I really thought maybe it's just the media being silly, and I know that I am silly about explicit scenes, but maybe they really just try to embarrass women and girls about wanting to read romantic stories. I was truly hoping that was what happened with this book, right? Because that's something that has happened forever. For some reason, when women read, it can't be something serious, and the reading of romance books has been infantilized for quite some time, and girls and women are made to feel embarrassed about wanting to consume this kind of stuff, and that's what I thought it was going to be. But boy, was I wrong. I promise, next readathon, I will do a little bit more research, because I don't want the next one to be a rage readathon as well. I want it to be funny and not this serious. I enjoy learning new things, but also I was hoping to be a little bit more entertaining instead of just losing my mind. That's no fun. Every page I lose faith that has a potential bumper sticker. Charity merch. Oh, and I'm trying so hard. Just to I don't know. But you never know, right? Like I said, I don't know. Hopefully there will be some redemption, because there's so many pages left. Nothing to do with ice skating. Maybe it's sports. Sports are just doomed. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. I think sports are just cursed for me. And the next readathon, I will just not even consider anything that comes close to sports. If there's sports mentioned, we do not consider it for the readathon. I really think that it would have been funnier to read Haunting Adeline, and I thought this was the save option. And this is being sold at the checkout at Tesco without any warning. No sports. Bye, Riku. Thank you so much for being here. Oh no, because I was thinking, like, if this was sold just in bookstores, I feel like, okay, maybe we have developed literature in such a way that there should be some, but not all, responsibility on the seller's side to be clear about explicitness. So if I worked at a bookstore and I see someone who is not in the age bracket of this book and is asking me to wrap it, I would probably warn them about the contents, right? It's just to make sure that you're not giving this to a preteen, right? Because it's not appropriate. But if it's being sold at Tesco at the checkout, who is going to warn you? No, just not for the readathon, Savvy. Not for the readathon. I don't mind sports at all. But maybe not for the readathon. For the readathon, maybe I'll do research. I should have done more research. But the thing is, everyone was upset about the cover. Everyone was upset about the cover, not about the stalking. And the gaslighting and the emotional abuse of it all. I genuinely, when Ryan physically put Anastasia down, who was sobbing and crying about the possibility of losing her entire career, Ryan puts her down so he can comfort Nathan, who is in Anastasia's room without her permission. What do you mean he is putting the girl down who is crying because of the guy who just entered the room without her permission? Why are you helping him? That is breaking my entire brain. And that is the point where you cannot convince me that this was written by a stable woman. So, no, I do not believe it. That scene alone? Outrageous. Just outrageous. Next book. Kicking David Beckham in a petty line and other examples of normalized Irish behavior. What the hell? You are making that up. Hold on. What is that real? Savvy. And I'm trying to contain myself. Like I don't have the room to express myself in a way that I want to do. I swear. I wanted to walk in circles. I don't have the space to do that. Skulja, hi, how are you doing today? I am spiraling. But it's okay, we're not doing any reading today. And tomorrow we're taking a day off as well. And it's possible that I have to take a day off of streaming on Monday. So I may have some time to recover. And I think that's probably a good idea, actually. I think I need some time away from these characters. Yesterday, I don't know if you noticed, but I put down my microphone and I started walking backwards because I couldn't function. All I knew was I need to get out of screen for a second, and I only stopped because there's a wall. That's how upset I got. Nothing compared to that scene. Ryan just shoves Anastasia away because the guy who was in the room without her permission, who caused her to upset. Oh. Let me out. It's insanity. Well, that was me. Just I'm gonna remove myself. I'll meet you there, Skolja. I'll meet you there. I was not expecting this, really. I had prepared for smut, and instead it's emotional damage. It's just emotional damage. Every sentence, every paragraph, a new trauma. I need to talk to someone who read this and enjoyed it. I really do. I need to find someone who enjoyed this, and I need to ask them, are they okay? Truly. And then I want to know why. What did you enjoy about this? What? Why? I'm not kidding. It's only funny because I recognize it, but all the people who don't, that is what I want to do. Just. I don't know, man. I don't know. Take a shower and wash away all the pain. More ropes. We could use more ropes, yes. But you know the one condition I have when ropes are involved, wisdom. Hello, Beth. Hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're enjoying the mental breakdown. I promise I'm generally not that stable, but a little bit more contained. Oh. Still, I can't fully judge the book yet. I have not finished it. And because of the strong emotional response that I have gotten so far, and the severity of the abuse and neglect and trauma, I genuinely, I need to get through this fully. And I need to unpin this. It's not necessary anymore. Whew. I won't leave anyone behind, Cherry. If you need a carry, just ask. I hear the tar pits are lovely this time of year. Oh man, I might need support, like, from all sides after this, truly. I'm probably gonna cry once I am able to read this. In case you didn't know, this is The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Arden, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. She wrote the Winter Night trilogy. The first book is called The Bear and the Nightingale, and I highly recommend the series. She is amazing, and this is good. This is her latest release. It was, I think, the 2nd of June. It was a bit late in the mail, which was probably serendipitous as well, because now I am holding on to this book with my sanity. Like, I need to hold on to a little bit of sanity so I can read this and hopefully, crawl out of this misery. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that. Just shower, just cry. Exactly, Daddy. Only ropes that are wielded by Elbat. Otherwise, no, won't do. Hello, Basho. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. It is. I know. It's so beautiful. I do want to get my hands on the paperback as well, because it has a completely different vibe and a completely different art style. But I mean, I didn't want to wait until September, and I also want to show the inside, because look at that. Look at it. The story takes place in the 15th century, and was inspired by, I found out yesterday, by the tapestries from that time that are showing actual unicorns. She does folklore and stuff. Yeah, history and folklore. And I've been holding my breath to get my hands on this, but I'm happy that it was late, because it was late. But I would have already read it before the readathon if it had been on time. So I'm glad. I'm glad it was late, so I have something to look forward to. Elvish ropes made from hand-woven plates with murdered violin strings? How dare you? She was amazing. Did you love the flourish? That little clip. Honestly, it fills my heart with hope. Kids give me hope. And that little girl is still in her. She just needs to find her again. And that it's going to be fine. She still has that in her. I think she's just a little bit unsure. And that's okay. I promise you don't want to know how I was struggling with my life the end of my 20s. Or after 25, really. After 25, I really struggled. I have my book. Oh, Danny, about that. No. It was cancelled. So I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with Throne, but I think it started with Throne. We've also heard her play the violin. It was amazing. Amazing. Do you know how hard it is to play the violin? Have you tried? The thing is, to be successful, it's not about your skills. It's about how convinced you are about your skills. In reasonable, limited situations. I'm not talking about surgeons, all right? But I mean, like, this, for example, you don't need to be attractive to be a successful streamer. You don't need to be actually talented to be amazing in your chosen path of life. It's often your conviction and your passion that will have a lot more weight. At least that is what I have observed in life as well. Exactly. I need to check it though, because I only noticed last night, and I wasn't doing very well last night. I wasn't doing so great last night. But I was going to message you about that. I have to look into it on the website. I saw it on my phone that it was cancelled. But I'm going to message them anyway, because it was really late. Why do it after, 2 weeks? And another book took half a year. And only after I messaged them, Did they say, oh, right, something went wrong. Here, you can get the money instead of the order. So I have to I may have to move away from Throne just completely because I'm starting to feel a bit icky about it. Has anyone ever heard about problems with Throne before? With other people, maybe? Playing it like a guitar? Well, that's blasphemy, Wisdom. You can't do that to a violin. A violin is what's the word? Fragile. Bye, Millie. Thank you for being here. When I was much younger, I think I got as far as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I don't know if that counts as playing a... Yes, it does, Gulja. Yes, it does. People talking themselves down. Yes, I've played the violin. My grandma's played it for 40-ish years. Mom played in her youth, and I gave it a try when I was young, but I went to guitar instead. Oh my god. Such a musical family, Chungas. That's amazing. I love that. I'm always a bit jealous when I hear that. There was culture involved in growing up. I had Marco Borsato, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if that is the only thing that you grew up listening to because you were not really, fed anything else, that is sad, right? But I can tell you that most of Marco Borsato songs, the moment I hear the first note of a song, I probably know the lyrics to it. And that is upsetting because I'm not a fan at all. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. I already also spoke with someone else about that already, so I have to look at it on Mac though. But it seems like it was cancelled, and I'm gonna do that actually immediately because it's early, so I'm not gonna do that tonight. Where do I unsub Marco Borsato? I know. Like, especially the Leave Me Real, that one was put on so much after every guy who messed up apparently with my caregiver. That one I heard so much, so much. I could probably sing that on my own in its entirety. Do you regret your tier 2 now, Danny? See, this is why you can't do that. Just tear down. Tear down! Your passion weighs in the tons, Jerry. It's one of your traits that really strikes. Aw, Lulu! She wants to pick up your pain, especially in feminism, but also in more general socio-political ones. Your passion shines and expands. Well, I was lucky, and I hope that I can give you some of that luck as well. And luck is not just something that happens to you. Luck is something that you can manufacture yourself, you know? I'm glad that it comes across as passion. You know, I'm a bit quiet immediately because I've been punished so much for being myself. So it kind of takes me off guard when I'm being praised for being silly. Thank you. That means a lot. Your grounds played in a local... I'm so jealous, Jungus. That sounds amazing. The memories you must have. My favorite cherry trait is her powerful analytical skills and sixth sense for corporation. Yeah, well, it's just... I can smell it. I can smell it when there's money involved, all right? When the focus is on money and not on love, I can smell it. And it tastes bitter. Ugh, I don't like it. I never liked bitter. I was always a sweet girl. Right, I need to go. Cannot answer because ropes. I have not seen any ropes, so unless I see ropes, I won't believe anything unless I see them. And you can blame the Dutch weather for that. But seriously, tomorrow I'll either confirm or postpone or whatever. But it seems like, as much as I don't like doing it, because I was committed to streaming every day. I find that I was prepared enough with food and stuff, or at least as much as I could. But I wasn't expecting a heat wave that is going to last this long. So, and because there seems to be no break, the safest thing for me to do is to probably, unless it shifts, and that could be, but I think that Monday I'm going to take the day off so I can stock up on especially cat litter and food. And food, so I don't have to leave that. But it looks bad, though. It really looks bad. But I was already considering doing that on Thursday anyway. But yeah, if it's 30 degrees outside, I'm just not going to be able to. Sorry. It's the flourish for me. I swear. The confidence of kids. We can learn so much from children. And that's one of my favorite little clips of all time. But please remember, I have nothing of my childhood, all right? Nothing, let alone videos. So, I love seeing that of other people. Other people who have, as far as I understand, somewhat stable and healthy families. That just gives me hope that it exists, The Eagles were the real hidden strat the whole time, but Gandalf was so fucking stupid, he just forgot about it. Wait, what? Chungus? Who said that? Chungus, what are you talking about? Wait, what? Oh, the ropes. Yeah, it's a long story. They were gonna burn me, Chungus. They were gonna burn me because they found out I'm a witch. So I was gonna be burned at the stake, and I said that I'll surrender my life, but only if Elbat was the one who was gonna do the ropes. So with that, I'm gonna leave you. Actually, though, I gotta do some things, and I have to have some message thrown. I'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we have just a weekly checkpoint, and we'll just chat and hang out for a little bit. Skulldrish, it's okay. You can do your own research if you want to know more. But Monday, I might take a day off. I'll confirm that tomorrow, though. We'll see. We'll take a look at the weather. Please don't forget to drink water. I can't drink like this. Never mind. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. You are important, truly. Whether you believe me or not, you are. And I hope to see you very soon, okay? Please be kind. Don't forget to drink water. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.